Come on, please. Come on, give me that fix. Give me that fix.
So
Nice. I had a great view from the pool. I swam around the pool for like an hour and a half just watching the neighbors light off shit. It was awesome.
it nuts?
It was pretty nuts, yeah. For a place that's 100 degrees all the time and it's easy to start fires in, yeah, it's a little nuts. It wasn't like Bismarck nuts.
Oh,
or Mandan nuts, but it was nuts.
Yeah, it's nuts around here. It's like people are trying to figure out if we have nuclear weapons or something. Fucking World War.
Dude, you can't drive on the streets. You can't drive on the streets out there while they're lighting them off because it's so smoky you can't see shit.
Yeah, it was nuts. Yeah.
It's amazing. Oh. We are live. Hello and welcome to this thing we call Minnesota Foul Play-by-Play. I'm your host, Anthony Variano, and I'm joined today by my favorite cousin and your favorite NBA 2K expert. He's Joel Variano. How you doing, cuz?
I'm fantastic. You doing good?
I'm getting back into the rhythm of swimming a lot more. I noticed myself getting a little thicker, so I got myself into the pool for 55 minutes and swam for 1,000 yards today.
Oh,
hey, there he is, also joining us, our turn-on retainer.
Oh, God.
A little nicotine into his body before the start here.
Let's give you a popcorn lung.
J. Haas, Esquire. How are you, sir? I love that Pickles jersey, baby. That thing's sweet.
Yeah, it's fucking autographed, too. It's pretty sweet.
Who'd autographed it? Who would we know? Anybody?
Nobody. The whole team did.
All the pickles. You got a jar of pickles
year.
autographed on that shirt. Nice. Running a new setup today, going through the better camera on the laptop. I'm in the living room in my leather chair. It's kind of
you look cozy.
I mean, I am. I
should be
gotta say,
poolside.
I thought about it, but it's super fucking hot out there, man. I'd have to be in the pool, and that would require a very long cable or some Bluetooth genius.
And I don't think I could handle you electrocuting yourself.
that would be the only thing that would make us go viral, Joel. Oh shit. Good stuff. All right. Well, Joel's here to talk about basketball. They just finalized and approved the Kevin Durant trade, which included an NBA record 7 teams. Never been done before. I didn't know that the Timberwolves were involved in that, but I guess it stems from trades they made on draft day number 2. Is that right, Joel?
Trading down. They traded down from 31st to 36 with Phoenix, and then Lakers moved up for our 36th pick, and we drafted that Rocco at, I think it was 45.
Who is this Rocco? Can you tell us about
Australian
player?
7'3" Australian.
Woo!
Yeah, another center. We doubled down on center on the draft.
Well, Rudy Gobert is probably going to play out this contract, and that'll be it if he finishes as a Timberwolf.
Guy we got before, the 17th pick, he's a French dude too. So 4 years in, what's his name again? A lot of
projects they drafted, didn't they?
What's the name again? Berger?
I'll look it up.
Yeah. I'm drawing a blank. But he started playing 4 years ago and seems to be developing pretty fast for just picking up a basketball 4 years ago. So
that's what I heard. Yeah, the guy hadn't played much at all. And that's pretty cool that we got a couple projects, and they're both 7-footers likely to replace Gobert, right? Hoping to.
Like I said, Rocco's, I think 7'3", I heard.
Behringer is his name.
Joan Behringer?
Yep, Behringer.
Yeah. I thought it was Berger or something.
International player with Slovenian team.
Mm-hmm.
Olimpija. That's my Spanish pronunciation of something.
Nailed it.
Yeah, right.
Another French guy that can learn under probably one of the best French players that have been in the league. So that'd be a nice little mentor for 3-time defensive player of the year.
I think it's 4 now.
Oh, is it 4 now? Okay.
Yeah. He's a Hall of Famer on that alone.
Yeah, for sure.
Incredible. Do you think we trade him mid-season this year? Or before the season?
What, Rudy?
Rudy?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Since he restructured his deal, I have a feeling we're going to run it back.
Well, we haven't covered Julius Randle restructuring his either. Didn't we save a little money on that on annual salary basis?
I think gets it more on the back end, which is fine
Right.
because the cap's going to go up. Same with Nas's new contract. They're getting upfront paid, or they're getting it all back paid. So as the cap rises, it shouldn't be too big of an issue. This is why we traded Cat. So we had the ability to re-sign Randall and Nas.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't re-sign Nikhil Alexander Walker.
But I'm thinking Shannon's going to play great in his position, for sure.
Okay, and then we also have Dillingham.
Yep. But I'm still my two things I think we still need is a bigger wing and a point guard, another veteran point guard, just in case he's not ready.
Conley?
Well, no, Conley's still going to be there, but just to
is he?
give him more of a break, yeah.
Yeah, he is under contract for $10 million next year.
Mm-hmm. Which Chris Paul's still out there, Russell Westbrook's still out there. I really like Malcolm Brogdon. He's the younger of the three. 6'5", could play the 2 or the 1 through the 3. He doesn't have a team yet. I wouldn't mind seeing him on our team. Shoots the ball very well. Could defend multiple positions. So that's who I wouldn't mind. Chris Paul at his age too. I mean, he's going to be 40, but he's a good table setter. I've always been against the guy. He's a loser in my book, but I think he would make our team, a lot better. Just setting the table, And I'm a Russell fan, so
one aging point guard's enough.
Yeah.
I mean, Conley was not great last year, and the thing that's made him good was his 3-point shooting percentage, which wasn't what it was a season ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also getting worse defensively. So you're going to have to hope that Dillingham takes a step defensively to cover some of those minutes. Dante's and the liability defensively too, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he got great effort, but he's not good.
I was just gonna say he'll put the effort in, but
yeah.
And if he starts off slow again, I wouldn't mind seeing us trade him for a bigger wing.
Boy, Houston got a lot better though.
That
the West scares me.
Denver got a lot better.
If we were in the conference we're supposed to be in, we should be in Eastern. We travel more than any team besides Portland every year because of us being in the West. And if we were in the East, we'd be the top team in the East?
Yeah, probably.
And we're like,
especially with Tatum out. Right. I mean, Cavs had a great year, but I think we'd be in the running for the top spot for sure.
Sure. Not to say that we're not in the running for the top spot in the West. It's just,
I mean, besides us, it's Houston, Denver, and Oklahoma City. Yeah.
Right. And I mean, being in the top 4 is important, but you can knock off one of those teams in the playoffs if need be, even without the 7th game. I hope. God damn.
And a lot of them have new players except for Oklahoma City, who we face in the Western Conference.
So you're hoping Houston takes a while to get some chemistry and maybe drop some more games than they did last year. They were the best team coming out of the West, were they not? Outside of OKC, second best.
They were second seed.
So you figure OKC's going to win it. Houston might,
and they get a hell of a player in KD, but
I mean, how often is he going to play? And I'm sure they take more games off. The 1 seed isn't that important to them because they have KD now.
Oh, and they have depth. I mean, they got all their players that were on the bench mostly signed back. They just traded Cam Whitmore to the Wizards, but he averaged like 10 minutes a game. Yeah. And they have Reed Shepherd, last year's top pick, that never got any playing time. So they just opened up that spot if this guy's going to get to play, So
anything else you got for us?
What else do we do? We re-signed Joe Ingles, but that's just I think veteran presence.
He hardly played at all.
Yeah.
It was people loved when he got on the floor, though. Hit a 3 so goddamn bad.
But I think it's just veteran leadership. They must really enjoy that. Yeah, because you don't give somebody $3.6 million just if you don't like him. I guess
he's going to play maybe 15 minutes all year.
Yeah, I think he only played like 17 games last year. He started 1 because his son was in the crowd and they wanted to. Hey, here's your dad. Yeah, that was cool. But like I said, I think what we're missing is maybe a big wing on the bench and another point guard, just in case Dillingham's not ready. But Malcolm Brogdon, and I can't even think of a wing.
Any of them. Any of them who defend and hit threes.
Yeah.
And any 3-and-D will do.
If somebody releases Kyle Anderson, I think he's with.
I miss Kyle Anderson so much. Oh, God, I love that team.
Yeah.
That team overproduced or, overcame a lot. It was not a great team, but I think that team's been my favorite Timberwolves team, even compared to last year. Because they did the hard thing.
Cat was missing, and they just played their butts off. So
yeah. Well, this year they had a stretch where Julius Randle was missing, and we got to see the T-Pups play, and I really liked the pace at which they played the game too.
Yep.
A lot of effort defensively, not great defenders, but God, it was nice to see them run.
Which maybe that Miller, since we got rid of Minot, released Minot and Luke Garza, maybe Leonard Miller will get some more playing time, and maybe we'll finally get to see what he's got. That's our big wing on the bench, so hopefully maybe get some playing time. I think this summer league will be important if
Dillingham, Shannon, in California.
I don't think they play yet, though, do they?
I think they play today or tomorrow in California, and then it moves to Las Vegas. Yeah. So I'm kind of hoping to get out there, but we'll see. It goes through the July 20th.
I thought you were doing Vegas.
I am going to do it. I'm here, so I might as well go to a day, but it's like $120, I think, to get in. So we'll see. Yeah. But you get all the games. That's the thing. You get in for the entire day. So, but then you're there and you're spending.
I hear it's just wild with all like the random jerseys from teams and stuff like that. Like, I didn't know this player played for that team. I think that's just so cool.
I don't really have an interest in anything to see any of the Timberwolves play. Maybe Dillingham. That would be pretty cool to see. To see if he takes a jump, because he'll get a bunch of playing time in that. Yeah.
And then we did get something. We got a second rounder and some cash back for the now trade signing trade too. So we didn't lose them for nothing. I mean,
we got a bunch of second round picks now. Just
trading down. Yeah. Which I wouldn't have mind to see us trade up our 31st pick. Like all the mock drafts had us taking Hugo Gonzalez out of like Spain, but
love me a Hugo. Yeah, I mean, give me. He went to Morocco. Anything Boston. That ends in O.
Yeah. He went to Boston like 3 spots ahead of us, and we were in the mock draft for getting him in the second round. But he would have been like a 2-3 guy. But
All right. Well, that's our NBA coverage from our NBA 2K expert, Joel Variano.
Yeah.
Let's roll right into some WNBA stuff. You got to go. I'll catch you later, cuz.
Later, guys.
Nice to see you.
Yep.
Later, Jessica.
Bye. Bye, Mikey.
I think the Lynx are up a couple points right now on the Sky. The Lynx have discovered a problem that I've noticed. Well, I knew there was going to be a problem with the team for all of this season, since the end of last season, since the final game of last season. They didn't get any strength in the paint, and people just pound us in the paint now. We don't rebound the ball particularly well. We can't score in the paint, and we can't defend the paint very well. And now there's a team out there, Atlanta, that defends and shoots the three better than we do, which is shocking, but amazing. And it's going to be really hard for them to overcome the Liberty this season, I think, given Alana Smith's nagging knee injury, which I think was exacerbated yesterday. Somebody fell right on her knee, like all the way across it, and she's playing today, which is amazing. And that happened yesterday. So I thought she'd be out for weeks, and here she is playing today. So I think she's the most important player to help us overcome the Liberty if we are to win a championship, because she's the second all defensive player on the team. She's the tallest player on the team. So she takes the task of guarding Brianna Stewart, and she's undersized there too. So unless we pick up a center again, like we did last year, we picked up Hines Allen last year specifically to have some power in the paint. And she didn't get a lot of playing time because she couldn't hang on the floor offensively. You can't score. If you can't score with New York and defend, then you're not going to get much playing time. I can see, Collier's not going to be very effective in that. She's only 6'1". I think Brianna Stewart's like 6'5", and Alana Smith 6'3". That's our tallest starter. So that's problematic.
Yeah, so it's not a shock. It's baseball season. All I really follow is baseball.
Right. Well, imagine Brianna Stewart is Kevin Durant, and she's got two inches on everyone on the floor.
This is the first I've looked into the Lynx this summer.
Yeah.
Is this accurate? They're 16-2.
Yeah, they lost the Commissioner's Cup championship to Indiana. Looked terrible in that game. Couldn't make a shot. Everything was like halfway down and out. See, this is they're a live and die by the three type of team, because they can't score in the paint. But they have 5 people, legitimately 5 shooters. Actually, our best two-point shooter is our point guard, who takes the most mid-range shots of anyone in the W. And she just got she's an all-star this year. Courtney Williams, congratulations to her just for the second time. She's had a great year. But yeah, if we're going to win a championship, it's going to be on the three-point shot going down and at a high rate. We still defend the three at the top tier in the league. Atlanta just does it a little better than us now. And I think that's a result of losing Xana Lucini to the Valkyries, who gave us a scare yesterday. They're not bad. For an expansion team, they're not bad. They're probably going to make the playoffs. The Aces have been the most surprising team. They finally, put their foot over the throat of the Sun, who are terrible. The Sun are – who are the Sun in baseball terms? Who's the worst team in baseball right now? The Nationals? They just fired their GM and their manager today.
It's probably still I've got the records up here in a second. It's got to be the Whites or the Whites.
Or the Rockies.
The Rockies were the worst. Let me look.
But they had a winning streak for a while there against Miami. They won 3 straight or something. We've got 3 against the Rockies coming up.
Actually,
we got to take all 3 of those.
We have to. The Rockies are the worst team, 21-69. Washington's 37-53. That's the same as the Athletics, which sad
not
to say,
bad.
Twins only have 6 more wins than that.
Right. And we see Washington too, which we need all 3 of those games as well. Let's talk the standings here quick, because with the loss today, they fell 5 games back of the wild card.
Yep. We still took 2 out of 3 against the Rays, which that's
great.
I'm not disappointed in this series.
You gained a game on the Rays, but you're running into, let's see, what do we got? 4 series left, 3 games each. You got about 12 games to make up a 5-game deficit. You got to make up 2.5 games over that 12-game span. I figure you have to be even or ahead with Boston in order to be buyers at the deadline. Would you agree with that?
Oh, God. Because there's quite a few teams ahead of us.
Seattle, Tampa Bay, New York. One of those AL East teams will win. But you got to assume one of those, or both of those AL East teams are in. One of the 2.
Well, actually, that could decide everything. Boston is who we play right before the trade deadline. That's our last series. Maybe that determines exactly what we do at the trade deadline.
Yeah.
I don't think the sad reality is with ownership in flux, I don't think
buying is not going to be of interest to the current ownership group.
I don't think we're going to buy big. I don't think we're going to sell big. I think.
So you don't think a Byron Buxton trade is in the works if we are indeed sellers?
No, and everything I've read, for whatever odd reason, he loves Minneapolis.
We love having him. I like having him. I think I said years ago that when people in the bars wanted to trade him, I said, you're crazy. He's got a team-friendly deal, considering just how good he is defensively. He doesn't even have to be that good offensively for that to be a team-friendly deal.
No, it's insane. He gets paid $15 million a year, which is,
He's an all-star.
No, he at this point in the season, I think his contract prorated. He's worth like $29 million just up to this point.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
It's insanity, and they just did release the All-Star teams today. It's no surprise that he made the team. I am pissed off that he's not starting though.
He got my vote. I can tell you that 25 times.
I would have loved to see him, Judge, and Riley Green in the outfield, but Detroit. This is what you get when you're the best team in baseball. Who'd have thought Javi Baez would be making another All-Star? Batting ninth, and he's starting in the All-Star game.
That's amazing.
No, I don't.
Baez gets into the All-Star game. That's insane.
No, it's I wonder if he's gonna play in the home run derby this year.
That would be cool. I would love to see him do that. Although I'd hate to see him struggle with his swing as a result.
Yeah, so I did prepare a few things with contract lengths and stuff.
No pitchers, no Twins pitchers made the reserves. No Joe Ryan, no Griffin Jacks.
Shut up.
Yeah. I could see Jacks not making it. I don't know who Shane Smith is, but he's probably the lone Chicago White Sox. Brian Wu of Seattle, I don't know who that is. The rest of them make sense. Munoz from Seattle. I'm not really that familiar with Seattle, but I know they've got a great deep pitching staff. Brown, Bubich, Chapman, Crochet, DeGrom, Fried, Hader, Kikuchi, Munoz, Skubal, Smith, and Wu are the reserve pitchers for the American League.
I'm assuming it doesn't say who they're going to give the start. I'm assuming Kubel gets the start.
Skubal? Yeah, I would.
I mean,
it has the rankings here.
He should get the start.
He really should.
He's on the best team, and arguably he's one of the top 2 best pitchers in all of baseball.
It says Skubal is perhaps the front runner to start on the mound for his league, although it's unclear. It's just going to be based on the schedule. If he's not lined up with that date as a potential start date, I don't know.
When do we meet up?
We're going to get him for one game. No, we're going to get Skeens for a game against Pittsburgh. Another series you need all 3 of. I mean,
that's going to be a fun game. It's going to be Skeens versus frickin'
Ryan, yeah.
It's going to be
that'll be worth watching.
Yeah, too bad you're not in Minneapolis right now. I'd get out of
that Cubs game.
I'd go watch the Cubs series.
Is your buddy there, you think?
I assume he's going to go.
Yeah. Lose his wallet again at Target Field.
Yeah, no kidding.
They are really great. I lost my phone there one time, and they were really great about. I just went back the next day, early in the morning, had it for me.
So I wanted to with you just while we quickly talk about the Twins, and we got the deadline approaching. I'm gonna list a bunch of names, not the entire roster, obviously, because that's pointless. But starters where the contracts end. And then I wanted to have like a discussion on if you think they're going to remain with the team, if we should trade them away.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. So you've got Correa and Buxton, both of their contracts end in 2028. I think Buxton, with the ownership flux, I don't think we would ever trade him because he's kind of our golden piece for whoever buys the team.
Yeah, if anything, Correa is the one you move. That's the contract you want off the books.
And who knows? I mean, if you could find a team, actually Houston, Pena just got hurt. I mean, I would not have a problem trading Correa to Houston as long as they would be willing to take it, because then if we actually traded Correa, then the question is, one of the pieces I assume we're going to trade is Willie Castro, because this is the last year.
You have to. The man came onto the spring training roster. You never expect to get anything out of him, and now you could get like a great bullpen arm. Like, yeah, you got to.
My thing is, the only way I wouldn't trade him would be as if you move Correa. If you move Correa,
sure,
then you could offer Castro a deal, because then if you have young bucks coming up, or you could maybe move Brooks Lee over there, like it gives
Bryce Lewis can play shortstop.
I think we just keep him at third. His arm's looking good. His defense looks good at third this year.
He doesn't want to be there, though. I think he wants to play short.
Yeah, well, that's not his choice. No, I think all the offseason work. I mean, his arm looks a lot better this year at third base.
Yeah, and the errors are down. Like, that was the big thing last year, is he had a lot of costly errors, and this year I haven't noticed that at all.
So I think, in reality, I don't think either Correa or Buxton get moved. I think they're part of our core until 2028, and that gives a little leeway to see if we can actually make a run at this thing. Next person, though, is an interesting one, because we only got him through 2027, and that's Duran. I would move Duran.
I could see that.
Because realistically, I don't think this team, we maybe make a playoff run, get into the playoffs. I don't think what I've seen out of this team, I don't think they're doing anything in the playoffs.
Me neither. So no need to have a closer. I can see you moving that for a lot. You can always get a bunch at the trade deadline for bullpen arms. You've got Griffin Jacks who can step into that role. You've got young kids at AAA who are waiting to come up and pitch more.
I think that's the biggest question. You brought up his name. Jax's contract is up in 2027 as well. So I think the real question is, do you move one or both? If you think you've actually got a chance at winning, next year or the year after, obviously, I'm going to keep one of them because both of them have been
really, really, really good over the last 2 years. I think Griffin Jax has been one of the best bullpen arms in baseball over the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, arguably both of them are top 20 bullpen arms.
And I would argue that Jax has probably been more reliable than Duran.
Yeah, I think you could probably get more for Duran than Jax.
You can, just because of the velocity. Yes,
you
can, just because of the velocity.
And I could see...
Which is, you could re-sign Jax for less as a result of that too, though.
Yeah, I could see a real contender, picking up Duran. I wouldn't even... Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Jax struck out 95 in 71 innings last year. He had a 2.07 ERA plus. Yeah, there's no way that fucking Duran was that good.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Your fucking Rays, though, gave him fits today, though.
Yeah.
With his inning was tough. Just bunt after bunt after bunt.
It was swinging bunt, too. It was the lightest contact you could ask for. Actually, Duran was better. No, let's see. ERA plus. His ERA plus this season is better. He's got a 2.70 ERA plus right now. Duran does. Maybe this is the time to move him.
I think you have to move one of them. I wouldn't honestly.
Well, Duran's worth more right now, so that's who I would move. And I think you can have Jax for less. So that's what I would do.
I think depending on what you get, I have no problem moving both of them. I think bullpen arms, you can look at what we did with Louis Varland.
Yeah, Louis Varland has been great as a bullpen.
Varland's going to replace whichever one we give up anyway. I think next year he'll be our setup man going forward.
Huh. I was kind of hoping we'd use him as an opener and try and get him 3 innings.
Enough with your Tampa Bay Rays bullshit.
I think it works really well.
I think the opener is one of the worst things for the game.
It's great. It's perfect. You run through the lineup once, you get the best out of the guy who elevated velocity as a result of throwing less.
And Varland still, we do. He's got, I think, the most innings pitched out of any reliever this year for the Twins. So he can carry that load for like 2 to 3 innings.
That's why I say I'd like to see him be an opener rather than a guy you rely on in late innings. He's got a 2.01 ERA over 40 innings pitched. He struck out 41, and his ERA plus is 2.10. Boy, we got a couple of pretty good, relievers on this squad.
Yeah. All right, next person. It's kind of the same discussion with all these guys, Tony. Whether you want to keep them on the team as part of the core, whether you want to trade them.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think Duran and Jax are 2 of our most valuable trade chips where we actually can get a decent return back.
Agreed.
Pablo Lopez, we can't trade him. He's hurt right now. His contract's through, I think, 20.
He'll be back, though, in a week or so. He'll be back before the deadline.
Yeah, maybe. All right, here's one I never even thought I would think about.
Well, Pablo Lopez is one I would think about because he's a free agent in 2028. He's going to be 30 next year. And if you're going to keep one of him and Joe Ryan, you keep Joe Ryan.
I totally agree. I think if he actually comes back and pitches before the All-Star break, which I'm skeptical about. If he does, I would have that as a tryout start. If he does well, the team wants him, I would have no problem moving Lopez and being like, we're doing a clock reset.
Yeah.
We're going to try to be very competitive like in 2027.
Yeah.
You're hoping 2026 as well because you've got Gray and Buxton, but
the pitching staff at that point is going to be depleted. You're not going to be able to compete because he's a stopper. He's got 1.6 WAR already this season. He's been good. 2.82 ERA, 60 innings pitched, 61 strikeouts, 1.071 in WHIP. You can't beat that.
No, that's unless, which I don't know.
How he pitched 185 innings last year.
No, I don't know what I would want to do with Lopez because if really our deadline is Buxton, he's likely not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So maybe we have to keep Lopez. So you got Lopez, Ryan, and Zebby.
Well, that would be a lineup you can rely on in a postseason series, though. I would be happy seeing Pablo Lopez and Joe Ryan pitch games 1 and 2 of a postseason series and like my chances to win at least one of those.
Next guy, I doubt we'll move him, but his contract is up in 2026. Ryan Jeffers, been a Minnesota staple the past.
That's the thing is they haven't shown any love to catchers, but I don't think we have the depth at catcher to replace him. So, yeah, he's probably sticking around.
We kind of talked about we talked about him briefly. Joe Ryan's contract's up in 2027 as well, the same as Lopez, unless he gets an extension. I don't think Ryan's going to sign an extension until probably 2027 because he can. I think if he hit the free market, he's going to get paid. If we traded him, he would be out of any player we have. I think Joe Ryan would get us the biggest return.
And you're talking, in any case, if you were to trade
over Buxton, I'm talking over Buxton.
Really?
You can't get a reliable. He could be a number 2 on a competing team.
So are we talking like a team's top prospect then?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
That's what he would have to net to get Joe Ryan.
And some.
Because you still got 2 more years of control. And anybody that's watched him the last 2 seasons, he is continuing to get better.
Yeah, he's adding pitches to his arsenal too. And they're not just like I throw him 5 times a game, or maybe if I feel good, I'll throw him in a 2-strike count as a ball. No, he throws them as strikes.
And like you listen to Glenn Perkins today, I love it.
He's great at. By the way, Glenn is the best commentator they have doing color commentary there.
I don't mind our old third baseman. I think he's
Trevor Plouffe. You like Plouffe?
I wish actually, because I don't want to talk.
I like Justin
about
a lot.
Provis because I think Provis is
good.
Front. I wouldn't mind if it was Perk and freaking Plouffe, just alternate days because I listen to those 2 talk. I actually have them in the booth at the same time.
That would be. They're going to have that coming up with Pablo. Since he's on the IL, he's going to come up to the booth and spend some time with him. That's going to be fun.
That is going to be fun.
Pablo's a great talker too. Anytime he's on the mic, he gives you just gold.
And but on Joe Ryan, he hit 97 today.
Yeah,
like he can push it up, bring it back. Like
they talked about it being warm there, and I checked the weather, and it was only 85. I was like, "What the fuck? It's not that hot there." Can he hit 99 then if it's 100?
I don't have a clue. Like I think that's the best trade this organization's ever done was to get him. That was such
Nelson Cruz for a half a season and Nelson Cruz at 40 years old.
About striking gold.
Yeah.
All right. These next 2 guys, I would advocate you have to get rid of at least one of them. I would not necessarily have a problem if we get rid of both. Larnick and Matt Wallner.
Yeah, one of them's got to go. And I'd say Wallner's probably the one that I lose. He's got too many holes in his swing by the looks of it. He's
got more power. His timing this year has just not been good. Like he's missing fastballs in the zone.
Yeah.
Just frustrating. Like the problem.
Yeah, they're down and in too. Fastballs down and in the zone he's missing. And that's not something a lefty should miss.
The problem is, though, I mean, he's the pride of Forest Lake, so...
I know, but we loved him when he went on that stretch and got hot, and now he's not hot, and there are other players who can do what he does.
His contract's up 2029, so we still got a ton of control over Wallner. Larnick is up in 2027. You have to move Larnick with what we've got waiting in the wings. I mean, you've got Jenkins... Walker Jenkins, yesterday I watched parts of the game in Wichita. That's where he's playing. It's definitely Wichita. Fucking crushed a home run to dead center. 4 RBI day. His nickname that MILB gave him, they're calling him Captain America. Like,
oh, God. Why are we reusing him? He does look like Captain America, though.
He does. So, I mean, you've got him where I wouldn't have a problem if you moved one or both of them. He's only playing AA, but screw it. He's 20 now. He's 20 years old now. Rush his progression. Let him see what he can do in the big leagues. Because, like, if 2028 is our goal, to try to get Buxton something, which eventually Buxton, with the power he developed as a right-handed hitter, we can even move Buxton to a corner outfield spot when he can't play that anymore. So you got Jenkins coming up. You got Emmanuel Rodriguez. he should be coming up this year, definitely. He's another lefty bat with power. Keishel's coming back, which Keichel was such a jolt of energy for this team when he came up earlier this year. And then you've got Kalen Culpepper, shortstop. Yeah. He's going to come in to hopefully replace Correa when Correa's done in 2028. But with Keichel, Rodriguez, Jenkins, the old core of Miranda, freaking Wallner, Larnick, who are the guys down in AAA right now? Who's the last one I'm missing? Second baseman from Canada.
Oh, Julian.
Yeah, Julian. He can't even hit the ball anymore. Where It's just like, I think you can get something back for Larnick or even Wallner. I think you make those moves if you can get something because you've got guys, bats. Try them. Like, you're not losing much for that. And it would allow you, like, you can lose Larnick and Wallner and still be competitive with young bats. It just depends who gets hot or not. I mean, the Twins have done this in the past where they've been quasi-sellers and still made the postseason. So it's just a waste to me to keep them on the team and not get anything out of them. So that, like, ultimately, my core going forward would be Brooks Lee, Royce Lewis, and this is the future core with obviously the best center fielder and second best center fielder in Twins history, and Buxton and Correa tagging on to that. But it would be Brooks Lee, Royce Lewis, Keichel, Jenkins, and Rodriguez.
Brooks Lee's played himself into that core this season already.
Brooks, yes, he has. I totally agree. He's got the versatility to play shortstop. If you just want to keep him at second base, I'm fine with that. Give guys dates off. But no, he's got a good approach at the plate, and he's gonna just continue to get better. And that was the sexiest bunt single I've seen in a long time.
Really was for a guy who didn't have any. Did you hear all they said about it? Like, he's bunted 3 times in his career. Once in high school from the opposite side of the plate, and then like in an international league game or something. But yeah, never had a sacrifice in his life, and just puts down the perfect bunt for a hit.
Oh no, that was like yes, that was.
Yeah,
didn't deaden. No. You can tell he hasn't bunted in a while because he didn't deaden the ball at all.
But his approach was good. He had the the level bat. He wasn't jabbing at it. Yeah, it was perfect.
No, it was perfect. The last thing Fangraphs has us at after today's game, we got a 19% chance to make the playoffs. So I guess overall picture for the Twins, and then we can stop talking about them, is, I mean, do you want them to sell? What do you want them to do, Tony?
I think they got to sell, even if they're within 3 games of that wild card spot, that last wild card spot. I think if you're behind Boston at the end of the season, if you lose 2 out of 3 to Boston, that's not looking good because they already sold. They got rid of their clubhouse cancer and their best hitter, and they shouldn't be as good as they are, but they are. And if you can't catch them before the trade deadline, then I think you got to sell, especially, I mean, given the ownership situation, unless there's a new owner by July 31st or 30th, then yeah, selling makes the most sense. Unless they win like 10 out of their next 12 and all of a sudden they're even with Boston, then I think, yeah, you're in a position to maybe add a bullpen arm if you can afford it. That's the thing, is it's just like you're always overpaying for bullpen arms at the trade deadline. So why get them? But that's kind of what I feel like we're missing. We need a bat and we need an arm if we're going to, do anything in the playoffs. But I do like our chances if Pablo and Joe are both healthy going into the playoffs, if we're there.
No, and that's I don't think we've developed starting pitching well.
No, that's the one thing that Falvey was supposed to do well when he came over from Cleveland.
I'm saying that to lead into a compliment I will give Falvey is we do develop bullpen arms really well. We turn starters into great bullpen arms. I mean, Duran was a starter.
Yeah.
Same with
Harlan,
Jax. Same with all of it. Like, we do that well. So that's why I don't have a problem moving them, is because they'll be replaced. I'm not saying the people are going to be as good, but it wouldn't surprise me if Varland doesn't turn into Jax or Duran. I mean, and he looks like a kid. I mean, he looks like a kid. That's why I love Louis. I do agree with you. I kind of hope we sell, because I think what sucks for the Twins, like, ever since they announced it was a year and a half. I think it was a year and a half ago that they were going to sell. We haven't really made any moves since the Correa move. And I think that sucked for the Twins, because the Correa move is you're paying a superstar. Defensively, he's still a superstar, but he's not giving you that offensive bat. And the people around him, other than Buxton, you're just not getting enough offensive surge from the people who surround him. So I think we got to make some moves, and you just hope like Jenkins could come up and be like a number 3 batter and just turn into like the best player in the history of the Twins, like become like another Joe Mauer or Justin Morneau figure, because
Yeah.
the lefty bats that we got out there right now, they ain't doing it.
Yeah.
They just ain't doing it. Oh, so then if we are sellers, Tony, it's going to suck though, because we got to get rid of your favorite player then, because he'll get us something back as well. Bader. I mean, you got to move him.
His deal is up at the end of the year. Yeah. 26 mutual option though. If he wants to come back, we could have him, and I think he'd want to come back. He's got 1.9 WAR already this season, Mike.
He's just he's one of the funnest.
He's got a 104 OPS plus. That's almost 10 points over his career numbers. Fielding wise, he's been damn near Gold Glove in left field. He had that one he missed off the tip of his glove, but
I think there's going to be teams that don't want him. He's a right-handed bat. It's a right-handed bat. I mean, teams need right-handed bats. And
just even as a defensive replacement late in games in the playoffs, yeah.
And what he has shown the league this year, like pinch hitting wise,
he's got an 809 OPS in the postseason.
To be able to come off the bench and smack a home run like he did today, like that is one of the toughest things to do in any sport.
Yeah.
And no, I think you got to get some value out of him. Colom's going to be gone, or Coulomb, however the fuck you pronounce Danny's name.
Yeah.
I mean, a lefty bullpen
That's
arm.
move. You just picked him up for damn near nothing and turned him into a serviceable bullpen arm somebody will want.
And if you want him back, you can just sign him in the offseason.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been good.
So to finally end the Twins discussion then, and I get it, you don't follow the organization as much as I do.
I've been watching every game for like a month, Mike.
Oh my God.
Following it, I've been doing it all like in 10 years.
So what would you, if we're going to be trading some pieces away, what do you want to see them get back in return? Because it's obviously going to be prospects.
Well, yeah, just pitching prospects. Any potential starting pitching prospect who could become an ace for this ball club in 2028, 29, 30, or even before that. But ideally, they'll be breaking into the bigs before the end of Byron Buxton's contract, right? So 2028. That would be ideal, is just get as many of them as you can get. Just hoard them down in the minors and just see what hits. Something's got to hit, right? You gather 5 or 6 of these guys, one of them's got to hit. And if they don't, you turn them into a bullpen arm anyway, which you've shown you've been able to do.
Look at, you do a quick search of the Yankees top prospects. I'll do a quick search of the Cubs. I think us and the Cubs fit so well.
They've got Ben Hess, a right-handed pitcher, as their third prospect. He's at high A. Estimated ETA is 2027. That fits. So does Bryce Cunningham, whose picture makes him look like a goddamn clown. He's at high A. Also, ETA is 2027. They're both 22. They're 6'5". Whew. They both are righties, though.
I think, did he get the call up yet? I wonder if Kevin Contra's got the call up from the Cubs yet. They got him from the Yankees. I remember
They've got
that.
3 right-handed relievers, 4 of them. Chase Hampton is at Double-A. His ETA is 2026, but he's 23. There's a 21-year-old, their 6th-ranked prospect is a righty at high A, 6'3". He's a lefty, and he's estimated to arrive in 2027. Oh, wait. No, he's a righty. He bats lefty. Okay, so they're all righties. Their top left-handed pitcher is their 8th best prospect in Double-A. He's 22. That's good age. 6'3", ETA 2026. So they got plenty of them in their top 10. Henry Lillane is a lefty at A-ball. He's 21. That's pretty high, pretty old for A-ball. He's 6'7", 211. Oh, that's like taller than almost all the WNBA players.
Shoot, they don't need.
So, yeah, maybe the Cubs will be a better trade partner.
Cubs have one of the best farm systems in baseball right now. I wouldn't mind us getting Kevin Alcantara, or Alcantara. I can't pronounce his name.
Alcantara.
He can play everywhere.
Alcantara. He's in AAA, and he'll be up next year probably. He's only 22. That's a good. I like that.
Yeah, and he's a right-handed batter like that. That Moises Ballesteros, catcher, first baseman. I mean, we need somebody to replace Jeffers. I wouldn't mind him.
Well, is he playing catcher though?
But I don't see them giving up top 5. I think they'd give up Kevin.
Yeah, maybe.
Just because
They've got the outfield depth.
I don't see. They don't need any outfield. Picro or Armstrong.
They got 2 of the best outfielders in the game. Yeah. But Christ, yeah, if they want to call somebody up next year, that would be the guy. Because what's Justin Tucker's situation? He's a free agent at the end of the year?
Yeah, I would think they're going to try to extend him. They don't spend a lot of money, the Cubs, which baffles me, but
74-70 with 122 left. The Lynx are leading the sky. Lynx have the ball. So there's 3 possessions left in this game. It's a 2-possession game. Foul to give. Yeah, the Lynx might get that home court advantage they needed to win the championship last year. Actually, they just needed a different officiating crew. Any other official. Somebody willing to blow the whistle. Anybody. They'll lose those games, though. Like, they are not a team that can play that sort of physical playoff basketball. They're a spread them and cut them apart from the three-point line kind of offense. There's a great offensive rebound by Carlton, and that should do it.
All right. Well, I might call it a night, Tony.
Yeah, me too. I was just going to touch up a little bit on the Tarasenko trade that the Wild made, or free agent signing they made. They picked up a guy, top 6 forward, to kind of boost the scoring. He's just kind of looking for a change of scenery, and probably would benefit from one. And I think they still need somebody who can win faceoffs. And I've got my eye on Jack Roslovic, formerly of Carolina. He's a high faceoff winner, and they need that, especially in the bottom 6, if they're to make any noise in the playoffs. The guys I already wanted were off the board in no time. They all re-signed with their original teams, or the teams that they were with. So despite us having money to spend, it looks like we're setting ourselves up to be a team that can take on contract at the trade deadline, which I like a lot. So for the first time in probably 5 years, the Wild will be in a situation where they can add at the deadline considerable contract. And that's huge for a team that last year, despite, basically being without the MVP of the league potentially for about a month, managed to still make the playoffs, which is really impressive. So I don't know if Marco Rossi is going to be a part of that future or not. I would like to see him as part of that future. His playoff performance didn't really do much for me though. So I think you give him one more run, and if you can make that move at the trade deadline to add a guy who can put you over the top, a top sixer, or a top 3 forward, and that's the thing. It's like, do you break up the top line that did so well? Like, are you going to move Matt Boldy down to, no, you want him and Kaprizov to play together because they did so well together. But I mean, options are good. So it'll be nice for 1 year that, if this season we're in the same situation we were this next season, or we're in the same situation we were this last season, instead of standing pat because of our salary cap situation, we might be able to add somebody who could actually like carry us in the playoffs. So that's good. But yeah, one more face-off guy would be great. That Jack Roslovic would be a nice little add. A couple $1 million.
When I just checked it, we do need to move a lot of people on the Twins. Traded for Austin Martin a while ago.
Oh, yeah.
17 games because he had an injury here at the beginning of the year. 17 games back, returning for the St. Paul Saints. He's got a 379 average.
Ooh.
479 on base percentage.
Ooh.
OPS 945.
Ooh.
Like, trades, give people like that playing time. Like, who gives a shit? They're not going to do any worse than.
Yeah, I agree. And hell, I might even re-up my MLB TV subscription and watch those guys play.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, it's nice that the Timberwolves got your dad to play basketball for them.
Rocco! We got Rocco's on 2 Minnesota teams now. All right. Well, thank you for joining me, Mike. I'd like to thank my favorite cousin and our NBA 2K expert, Joel Variano, for joining us and giving us the lowdown on the Timberwolves. And we'll catch you all next time.
God bless.
Love you. Bye.